YouTube. My name is Ali Billings-Caisley, aka Ali Rosen, and I decided when we had the first lockdown back in March, with extra time in my hands, I thought it might be a good idea to give passionate people the opportunity to showcase their passion around their products and services, as many of us have been drastically hit by not being able to work in our business and work day to day. I started therapeutic healing and wellness back in Southern California in 2004, and it's morphed and grown over the years, and now I offer a toolbox of extraordinary health and wellness services and treatments, including corporate wellness, meditation and mindfulness, healing workshops, and online training. So without further ado, it is my great pleasure to welcome Georgia Mulliss. Hi, Georgia. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, Ali. I'm really good. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome. And you know, Georgia is a doTERRA leader. That's fantastic. And she's going to chat to us today about all things doTERRA and all things about health and wellness and how you can incorporate it into your daily life and into your home. I got a lovely gift prior to today of 3 beautiful, beautiful little vials of various essential oils. I got the peppermint, the lavender, and the other one is the
wild orange, hopefully.
Wild orange, yes. And I've tried all 3. I am familiar with some of them, but doTERRA is very different from most other pure essential oils, I must say. And I was very impressed. And not only that, I got this beautiful postcard, which I'm going to color in. And they were all wrapped up in this beautiful colored paper. It was a lovely, lovely gift. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate it. And it certainly gave me a fantastic insight into doTERRA products. So let's talk about you and just tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Georgia Mulliss. I'm a doTERRA leader and wellness advocate based in the UK, but it's global. I have people from my community in America and Australia and all over Europe. So
wow,
it's amazing. It's amazing because people find you in this world, in this internet world. They find you, and your people find you. And I think I have been mad about oils for the last 2.5 years. I launched my doTERRA business in July of 2018.
Wow, that's not that long ago. So what made you go into the oils and I guess change your lifestyle, change your business? Were you working in an industry before that?
No,
or?
I am that person who just was not at all into natural or alternative therapies at all. I was completely that other person. I was completely that other person. And I met someone who had, she was diffusing wild orange. And I smelt that smell. And you know, when you open that now and tap out a little bit into the palm of your hand, and when you smell that.
Do you know, it's so funny that you've mentioned that one in particular, because the first thing I did with this one was I've got quite a few diffusers, and I put it in one of my diffusers, which obviously generates steam and so that's extraordinary.
And it just, I smelled this smell and I went, what is this smell? And this wonderful woman who was who had this store, she went, oh, this is doTERRA, this is wild orange. I'd never heard of anything, you know, I'd never heard of essential oils or doTERRA or anything. And I went, oh, can I buy some? And she went, well, yeah, of course, but this is just like the tiny, like this is the, you know, the tiny little bit. There is so much more.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was going through a really, really rough patch emotionally. So 2017 for our family was a really awful time. We had death in our family. We had illness. My youngest child has a series of serious health issues that he'd had since he was born. My middle child, we didn't realise, but she was going to be diagnosed as on the autistic spectrum later. So it was
very challenging.
Really, really challenging. And that sort of situation, you need to evolve.
Absolutely. So did you have another career before your children were born?
Oh, yeah. So I've been in the wellness industry for about 8 years.
Okay,
I was, I was a nutrition consultant. I taught people how to lose weight. So that was one kind of industry. And then, you know, as I learned more, I really wasn't comfortable with the ethics of it.
Right.
I think there is more to our health than just what's on the scales.
Oh, I agree. Health and wellness is everything about your mind, your body, and your spirit. It's absolutely every single thing goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't trust people who say, this one thing is going to be the thing that fixes everything. So anyway, so I met Gemma and I met this cloud of wild orange, and it changed my life. It changed my life, and I started using the oils. And then in 2018, I had really realized, you know, through my son and through my daughter, empowerment was the most important thing to me.
Yes.
My self-empowerment and supporting other people with education and information and taking back what we give to everybody else. The decision-making we give to everybody else.
Well said. And also, it's also, do you think also it's an opportunity for you to manage some self-care? Because as you say, you're always giving, and especially with someone like you who's got 3 very young children, excuse me, and some of them are, you know, have got medical and health issues. You kind of just tend to forget about yourself.
Do you know, it was literally, so I felt like I knew the oils were the right thing to start integrating into our home. My husband had also, in his 30s, had been diagnosed with severe osteoarthritis in both of his hips, and he was going to need a hip replacement.
Oh my word.
So like when I say it was a rough year, it was a rough year. And I got this frankincense.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Right. I'll send you some. Right. I will send you some because this frankincense.
No, I do have some, but you could send me some because it's probably going to be different from the brand that we discussed offline that I use. Yeah.
I like it literally. So when we talk about self-care, frankincense was the oil that took me from this screaming, hysterical, I can't cope.
You?
Yeah, me, absolutely.
Oh my God, I would never dream in 1,000 years. You appear so calm, so scented.
Oils.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like that's 2 years of, you know, like in Doterra, we're the product of the product. You know, we're the product of the product. And, you know, as part of that, it's, you know, the integration into, you know, that frankincense at a cellular level supported me to calm down.
Yeah.
To focus, to like rediscover my fun with my children, you know, like how to live in the moment, how to like release the other stuff that was going on. I used to suffer terribly with migraines ever since I was about 18. So, you know, like 20 years going through, you know, doctor after doctor.
Let's think about it. So 20 plus 18. So you're 38.
Oh no, I'm 41.
Oh my gosh, I was going to say, even at 38, you don't look it. That's what I was going to say.
I'll take that. It's good lighting. We'll go with it. It's good oils. Yeah. So this frankincense, like for the first time ever, I used the frankincense, and I would get like oral migraines. So I would have my vision would be difficult, and I would get pins and needles all across my face and down my arm.
Yeah.
And they stopped. And then they became less frequent, and now I don't get them.
So how did you use the frankincense oil to manage your migraines?
So literally, it was a drop on my thumb pad and pressed to the roof of my mouth.
Okay, how many times a day?
So literally, the very first time it took about 2 minutes, and it went.
Wow.
Like it was one of those things that experience made me go, and yeah, I know, right? And it was the same night that Gemma was teaching a class for me, because we teach classes. That's what we do. We don't have classes. So we gather people and we pass the oils around and we tell them about the sourcing, because the thing that stands out with doTERRA is the sourcing, because we have something called co-impact sourcing. So we work with growers. We don't own the land and we don't own the seeds. We work with growers, and we have complete visibility of the supply chain.
Can I ask you a question right there? So there is another major organization out there who actually owns their own land. They have full control of the supply chain. The efficacy is, they carry a number of organic labels, et cetera, and they are in complete control as well. So what is it, putting you against that other company? And I think we know who we're talking about here, don't we? Yeah,
I think so. It doesn't really matter. Like there's other ones.
Okay, well, I'll say Neal's Yard. Okay.
Oh, okay, right. That wasn't the one I was thinking.
Oh, right. Okay, because I think from what I've learned from doTERRA, and I've also been to a teaching, although I thought I was going to a party, but the way you describe it as, like teaching people rather than attending a little get-together party when there's a lot of pressure for you to buy product, etc., etc. But coming back to the efficacy and the organic labeling and stuff, what makes you different or better or to Neal's Yard?
So like a prime example would be frankincense. Okay, I'm going to talk about frankincense because I love it.
Yeah, you can talk about frankincense all day. And everyone who's listening, I hope that's okay with you.
Okay, so for example, frankincense is best sourced and best found in Somaliland.
Yeah.
Okay. They have nearly no other means of income creation. Okay. So it's an extremely difficult part of the world.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was happening is other oil companies and oil buyers were coming in and they were wanting the oils when they wanted the oils. And because of that, the people that were custodians of the trees would need to harvest the trees even if the trees weren't ready to be harvested.
Right. Oh, wow.
Okay.
So they were being managed by the economic drive of their customers and the pressure, and obviously because they're such a poor country, they have to really dance to whoever's tune that they need to dance to. Right.
Absolutely. And the middlemen, they would take a huge cut.
Oh, yes.
Huge cut.
Yeah.
And at the same time, that part of the supply chain is then open to abuse.
Of course.
Because it is perfectly possible to substitute laboratory identical products in with actual frankincense and for it to be very difficult to be identified under GSM testing, for example?
Well, I know, I don't know how good your nose is or people watching their noses, but I must say that I can, you know, it's like a perfume, a good perfume.
You can tell.
And with, you know, with essential oils as well, if you go and you look in the various shops or even health stores, and all you need to do is just take in that fragrance, and you can almost, there's almost like a button that goes off in your head and says, chemical. So
for you know oils, the vast majority of people don't.
Right, okay.
The vast majority of people don't. And one of the key things, I'll come back to the frankincense, but one of the key things is people say to me all the time, lavender gives me a headache.
Because it's full of chemicals.
The one full of chemicals, not lavender.
It's not pure lavender. It's okay. I don't know why I did that, but we're still here.
Okay, we're still here. Okay, so coming back to the frankincense. So doTERRA have this beautiful, incredible plan called co-impact sourcing. And it is about taking back the agriculture and the money to the people that need it. Okay, so we pay the frankincense farmers fairly. We encourage them to create cooperatives. They employ women at fair wages to sort the frankincense.
So can I ask you this? So what you're saying is that you're actually cutting out the middleman. You're going direct to the suppliers.
Yeah.
But this other company that I'm asking you to compare with, they do exactly the same thing as well. So.
Okay, so for example, like with lavender, which probably is the one. Okay, so you can have like amazing lavender coming from like the UK. It can smell beautiful. Okay, and it can, you know, make you feel so calm because it feels so lovely. Okay, and then it's about what's, do you know wine?
Do I know wine?
Like wine, you know, like wine.
Yeah, I've had wine.
A little bit. Okay, right. So, like, you know how, okay, so different wines have got different like aspects.
Okay, undertones, aspects, fruitiness.
Acidity. One grape grown in one field will be completely different to that same grape grown in a different field on that same mountain, or, you know, you grow it in another country, it's going to be a completely different grape.
I agree. And also coming back to the lavender, there are thousands of different species and kinds of lavender, aren't there? So
then it comes down to like I think the word is, she says, I think the word is efficacy of what's in the dose.
It is.
Okay. And the constituent. Oh, thank you. Like sometimes I get a little bit, you know, big words.
So for the audience who don't know what efficacy is just basically the purity of the product in lay term.
So it's in the purity of the products, but it's also in like the meaningfulness of the constituents in that product. Yes. So you can have a perfectly pure organic. So in the UK, it would be normal to have an organic certification. Okay, so if we're talking about like wild sourced wintergreen in Nepal, that would not be a normal thing to have organic certification. That wouldn't be. And if you bought organic wintergreen in the UK, the actual chemical constituents with that wouldn't be effective.
No.
Because of where it's grown.
Oh, I completely agree with you.
So it's having that understanding and desire to understand what is meaningful organic, what is meaningful, and what is actually the thing to look for. So like with doTERRA, so we don't have organic as a value metric. What we do have is independent testing throughout the supply chain.
Oh, fantastic.
Third-party independent testing.
So how big is your supply chain? I mean, from source to getting it bottled.
doTERRA's annual revenue is over 3 billion.
Okay.
It's enormous.
Yeah. So in terms of your supply chain, so from source, so if you are talking about Somaliland or Somalia or France or Nepal, how many in between units are actively
the steps of the supply chain? I couldn't tell you for individual products. I know like one of our, like doTERRA have the biggest distillery in Europe, in Bulgaria.
Oh wow, I love that country.
It's beautiful, and the best lavender comes from Bulgaria. Oh my god, it's esoteric. It's an incredible company. It's an incredible operation, and it's like I could again go down like a rabbit hole of esoteric. Like it's amazing. So yeah, the distillation, and obviously like different products need to be distilled in different ways.
Yes.
You know. Yes. So it's like that whole process is beautiful, and I love it. And I can.
So have you been actually to the plant in Bulgaria?
Not yet. But you're gonna go. It's on my dream list. It's on my dream list.
Oh,
and
wow.
So we call them sourcing trips. And that is on my dream list. And obviously Corona.
It will pass. It will pass. Whenever it will pass, shall pass.
Yeah,
we don't know how long, but
no. But that's it. So there's an amazing website called sourcetyou.com, and you can go on that and you can watch videos of the distillation, you can watch videos about the supply chain. Again, like a super important thing for doTERRA is to take the economy, the economic benefits of the oils to people. Good. So they will deliberately find places where they can support cooperatives developing.
That is amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just wish, and I think maybe COVID has changed quite a lot of way people do business and how they're going to do business in the future. But I think with your kind of company that you're involved with, I think it's so extraordinary that they try and do that to give those people some self-respect, self-worth, able to earn money fairly, at a fair rate.
Yes.
And just have the best opportunity they can under the circumstances without being undermined and robbed of and taken advantage of. So that's extraordinary. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So if I said to you, Georgia, so I'm really interested in these products. What would the next step be? I mean, do you suggest that I host a training session that you would come and talk at? Or, well, with COVID, I guess that wouldn't really be possible. And my next question would be, would you do that online?
Yeah, right. So I like Corona. There's obviously that entire situation sucks. Okay, sucks. And we have, been affected by it quite badly. However, I was already running an online organization because I home-ed my kids.
Oh, fantastic.
So for me, I've been online since day one. I've been running classes online since day one.
Wow, that's extraordinary.
So it was easy for me to completely turn it to online back in March. Okay, so we host online classes. My business is like two ways at the moment. I speak to individuals, mamas, people that are interested in generally they've tried everything else and they want to try something to find a solution to an issue. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes people just want to upgrade their health, and I love that too. Yeah. But a huge part of my business now is actually working with other wellness professionals because their business have been so badly hit, which is, I love, like when you said at the top of this, that's why you were seeking to do this. I have been working with other wellness professionals, and they've been able to replace 20+% of their income through teaching and hosting oils classes, which I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's for me to feel it's another income stream, an completely online income stream for people. And, you know, like I've got Reiki healers, and I've got like holistic health professionals, and the government changes and the delays and the things that they're having to deal with. This is completely online. They love it. It's completely online. It's not subject to whatever.
How many numbers in a room and blah blah blah.
Yeah, right. And all the washing and the sanitizing and all of the pressure involved in that. Like, they don't have to do any of that.
I can see that you're very, very passionate and very well read about doTERRA. And congratulations on the fact that you're actually a leader, and you've only been doing this for a couple of years, and that's an amazing achievement. So well done. It just goes to show your passion and concern for, you know, other people, which is remarkable. So can you name, excuse me, can you name your three, because doTERRA, you know, you can imbibe it. There's all sorts of ways you can take it.
Yeah.
What are, for the audience watching, what are your three best products in a nutshell?
Okay, so it's what I sent you.
Oh wow, lavender,
okay,
peppermint, and wild orange.
Okay, so peppermint is focus and wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that before I came on this. It's like my brain, I want my brain firing, you know, and we use this in the morning. So we'll put a drop in our hand, and we'll make a little tent, and we'll get it breathing in, and it'll be like, right, it's morning, it's go-to, guys. You know, I don't drink caffeine, so like this is
like your form of caffeine, really, your stimulant. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's like, so peppermint is that, and peppermint in the afternoon as well.
Oh,
you know, you get that, like that post lunchtime slump.
Yeah, one does. Yeah.
Like typically, like this is for people working in, you know, working computer screens and stuff like that. So it's beautiful. Okay, wild orange, emotional distress.
Oh.
Okay.
No wonder my puppy. Yeah, I put that in one of my rooms, and where my puppies go, and they were just like blah blah blah. They were very chill. Although I do find that it also works with lavender as well.
Yeah. So I put in lavender for supporting our emotions, because it's rough. Like, I was just crying watching the news the other night, you know. It's just, and we don't know when, like, I'm really protective of my space, and I'm really protective of what comes into it. But my husband had the news on, and I walked in and I just heard these things, the reality, and I needed some support. And lavender is my go-to, and lavender is incredible at supporting sleep.
Oh, for sure. And also it's you can use it on wounds and injuries, and yeah.
As a mum, I'm like, bites, cuts, scratches, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing for the skin. Yeah. One of my leaders is teaching a lavender chocolate class in a couple of weeks.
Oh my word! You need to send me info about that. I love chocolates, and I love lavender. Yeah. So are you going to post any of that information on your website or your Facebook page?
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll all be on my Facebook page. So it's Georgia Mulliss is my Facebook page. It's a black and white photo of me looking very serious. So it's the three I've sent you are the three that just they're foundational oils. And yeah, waking up, supporting our emotions, focus, and good sleep.
That's amazing. Well, Georgia, we've just about run out of time for today. Is there anything that you'd like to share with the audience? Any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. Self-empowerment. Self-empowerment.
Rock and roll.
Self-leadership right now.
Fabulous.
Self-leadership.
So if someone was so interested in actually becoming a consultant, how would what's the best way they got hold of you? Just through your website, Georgia. So Georgia's website is www.georgiam, georgia.co.uk. You can find her on Instagram at Georgia_Mulliss, MULLIS_, or go to good old Facebook and find her at Georgia Mulliss. That's amazing. I wish you so much happiness, and I thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for these lovely little bottles, so beautifully wrapped with such care. Very much appreciated for sure. And just the detail and the time that you put in to put those all together, wrap them up with such beautiful paper, and include the information on each product is extraordinary. So fantastic. I do wish you all the very best, and I'm sure that we might be able to collaborate in the future.
I would love that collaboration.
Absolutely.
That is my word. We all grow.
We do, in all different directions.
Yeah.
But take
Roots
care.
and wings.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care. It's been a pleasure.
You.
I will speak to you soon. Don't go away.
Bye.